I'm gonna have to be over here and be on this computer because I can't sit in this chair anymore. Um, if I sit in this chair, it attacks me too badly. And he's going schizophrenic monkey nuts on me. So well, I got sun walking all the way. It was a long walk. It's nice though. I saw the license plate, so I just have to figure out how to get them $400 so I can have the license plate. And then I think I need to block my lipstick really quickly. um, okay. I don't know, my makeup or something because my drink. Because I walked really far. I walked all the way up to the. I just did a loop around like Deer Springs and Elkhorn by the Aliante Casino, which is pretty easy. I walk up to the Walgreens on Sentinel and Simmons all the time, and sorry, that doesn't kind of silly. I walk up all the time there. See, this is actually kind of how I look in the mirror. Wrinkles of my face because the sun is so intense. But I've actually been like working out, so that makes me. I don't look too bad. Like I just came back from the gym, which happened a couple times because I'd be out doing something, and I just would have stopped at the gym on the way home, and when I got home, I'd like something would have happened, or like they'll do something and then they'll do something like the next day. So yeah, sometimes it's more or less a tinted moisturizer up in here. Usually I take my eye makeup off, but I've fallen asleep. Okay, my lipstick is ridiculous. I am so beat up and half dead. You need to cut these men into custody now. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think I'm gonna have to leave. I just talked to my dad. We're gonna get the license plate fixed. Probably the best one, but we're gonna have to get the license plate fixed. I managed the DMV wasn't really working out. I don't know what nerve, but triple A. They have a triple A membership, so they signed me up for it, and so I just walked over to the Aliante from Deer Springs and Elkhorn and Decatur. It's just a little bit farther than where I walk all the time anyway. And then walk back around. But I mean, I've actually been exercising at the gym, so I'm just gonna like. But I can't. I'm sitting in this chair. There we go. Chair where we go now. Yeah. It is so bad. I couldn't. I'm gonna have to use the laptop. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to use the laptop instead to do work on to see if I can just right now I'm trying to get the license plate. The woman had the license plate in her hand. We just have to pay them $400, which is great because the license plate was at the door. I don't know why he didn't come back. The day the license plate courier, maybe I was out or something. The license plate courier came to the door. You would not believe the day I was having with these dudes. I mean, it was like the most unbelievable thing in the world. You've never experienced anything like it. I hope you never do. But these guys, no, it was all them. Oh, it was. I mean, if the thing was like determined to, it was all Man in the High Castle, like Poldark or something, and it was all troll wars. I mean, like if there were serial killers coming more, no, it was these dudes. I mean, like I spent all night like having to drag. There are people in there. You basically just have to like lick cream cheese and stick it on the wave it at them, I think, and then they go home for a different shift, and you can get some sleep in the morning. Like they calm down like a little bit comparatively, and it was kind of unbelievable. So, good. I'm glad the eyebrow color is the wrong color. It's funny. I look fine. It's cheerful even. It's elf blush. It's kind of good, and then it's kind of like it's a little too strong for whatever. It's a lipstick probably, but who cares? Day wear. I'm probably on top of hiking or whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna where we not. Oh, I don't want to know. Well, sorry, but I'm gonna have to get up in about as soon as the monster kid gets going again. Really, I mean it's so bad. So I'm just gonna take the laptop and sit over here. Oh my god. Monster man. It's a man. That's very important. I mean, we can see how it might happen. But we can see how it might happen. Why you can sex offend against people on a cell phone app. And so that's pretty much bad. Yeah, I mean, so you can vibrate tense therapy on a crotch, a cell phone app. And, if you are more, I mean, that could happen elsewhere, like if you're a more professional person or anything. My lipstick's gotta go a little bit. It looks like I'm eating, eating candy popsicles or something. Okay, that's what I was gonna make two, but then I dropped half of it on the floor. This is almost worth the work. I think there's a reasonable amount of it. Hey, cracker. Okay. But the woman at the AAA had the license plate in her hand. So did the guy at the door, and we didn't have to pay him $400. So we're trying to figure out what the correlation is there. And then I think I'm going to have to, they'll know anyway, because they follow you everywhere you go. No matter what, on your cell phone account and everything else. It's difficult they'll just stalk your car. Yeah, it's like police text, so they're really not allowed to let the perp get away. And then, but you got the absolute monster monkey brothers of pedophilic death. Okay. Beautiful oleanders. Really, really, aren't that? I think these are none. Look at all that. And those are pomegranate flowers. See? These are the flowers, the pomegranate. They turn into them. Isn't that, if anybody hasn't seen this before, let's see what I have. Oh, that is a skull. No, they apparently grow quite well here because you do see them at a reasonable amount. My fingers are great. And bougainvilleas, 90% great bougainvilleas. I'm gonna plant some. They must go pretty well. Star Nursery has a bunch of them. Very nice hibiscus. Right. Or not too much, $24, and I bet that would grow. I wouldn't mind doing some stuff besides like spending my money. I still want the Faraday tent. They want like bed. Don't say that they'll sell out and I'm gonna buy it. It works better than what nothing or nothing. It might actually work. He said it makes you disappear, but then he knows there's a body in there. He knows there's a body. Yeah, like he knows there's a person in there. Oh, they're gorgeous. I mean, they're like, I mean, just masses of the things, like the crepe myrtles in the picture. Neighbors have them. So, icing for the cake. Easy, that's it, you know. I'm just hungry. The healthcare card doesn't cover sweets and it's the end of the month. I already ate my gummy sharks in the way home. Air conditioning company also. I know we just bought that air conditioning, so it should be okay. Okay, these men need to not be stalking me anymore. Really, really badly. I can't survive anymore the electrocution device, so that's gonna have to go in. I'm gonna have to go spend some time with my parents. There was a lot of me in the trash compactor. And everyone else. And then it was I'm doing that. I just didn't hadn't ordered anything. Popsicles.
a new residential smart home security system, or for help with your existing system, press 3. For changes to your existing auto or home insurance policy, or to make a claim, press 4. For questions about your existing AAA membership, including BMP services, press 5. For all questions related to travel services, press 6. For questions about AAA life insurance, press 7. New member benefit. For DMV services, press 1. For questions about your existing membership, press 2. Thank you for choosing AAA for your DMV services. Please note, DMV services are provided in person and not by telephone, and some offices offer limited transactions and services via Nevada DMV kiosk. To make an appointment for DMV services at your local AAA branch, press 1. For information on DMV services available at AAA, press 2. For information on DMV payment options and services, press 3. To speak with the DMV team member, press 4. For non-DMV related membership questions, press 5. To repeat this menu, press 9. To make an appointment for me, this call may be recorded, and your personal information may be shared with our service provider. To learn more, visit our privacy policy at AAA.com.
Hi, my name is Lauren Casper. We have a AAA membership, and I recently purchased a new car, and I need, we're registering the vehicle and getting a license plate. And my father wishes to pay for the registration from out of area. And I was just up at the store across the street just down from Aliante Casino. But he couldn't pay for it out of area via phone. So I was wondering where he can pay, because she had the license plate in hand. But I was wondering where my father could pay for the vehicle registration so as to get the license plate.
He's out of area, like he can't come in the office and pay?
Yes, that's precisely correct.
Okay, so we only do payments in office unless you have to do it online. Because it's not a DMV.
Okay, how would I go ahead and do that online? Because it looked like she was very easily going to do it in the store, but when we went to the online site, it was a little more difficult.
Let's see. So you can go through DMV.com, but let me see how you would do that. Because I think you have to make an online account. Now,
because she was just like, if I had it in store, she was just going to pay. I mean, I was going to walk out with the license plate. So that's pretty good. But so I was wondering how maybe he could pay, where he could pay to do that. I could just come in and get the license plate.
Yeah, you guys can't come in, you said?
No,
No?
I can come in, but unfortunately he can't come in because he's out of area.
Yeah, out of area. The only way I know is like going online to DMV.com, and then you would have to make an account. And the way you would do that, I'm going online with you so I can make sure I'm walking you through how to do it properly.
Certainly.
You just look for it, okay?
I'll go ahead and look also.
And then what's going to happen is they're going to mail you
Okay. There's no way we could pay for it via credit card?
In office, Emily did get it from her credit card, but let me double check, right?
I'm sorry. How about a credit card via the phone?
Oh, but not over the phone, that's the only thing.
Could I give you a credit card? Could he give you a credit card number and apply it? Or could he pay for it in the Florida DMV?
For in North Carolina, we call it that?
Yeah.
No, the systems don't cross over.
Okay.
So you would have to do it online on dmvnv.com. Are you on the site right now or no?
Let me see. I should be. Nevada DMV right here. Okay. Click. There we are. And now let's see. Driver's license, insurance, registration. New.
So before at the top of the page, what you want to do is you want to go. It's going to say DMV, then it's like ADA and my DMV. Do you see that?
Let's see. Yes. Let's see.
Like we're going to look at like my DMV.
Yes.
So once you click my DMV, it's taking you to where you can like log in or sign up.
Okay.
Do you see that? Sign in or sign up?
I do. Okay, I probably made an account here, so my driver's license number. No. Okay. Okay. Now I did get in. My name. There's my account.
You got in your account?
Yes.
Do you see, I don't have an account, so I can't see what you see. Does anything say like my vehicles or?
Maybe registration.
It says registration?
Yes. Registration.
Do you see that vehicle under the registration?
Let me see. New registration. Dealer report of sale. There we go. Okay, it has the it has my car on here, but
So you see the car there?
yes.
So yeah, she's talking to me on how to do the registration now.
Well, it says none of your vehicles are eligible for this transaction. Uh, if you have purchased a vehicle from a Nevada dealer, you may be able to complete your registration online without visiting a DMV office. You should have received a copy of the dealer builder or lease or report of sale or lease. Okay. Select a vehicle. And it says none of your vehicles are eligible for this transaction at this time. So out because like the Hmm. How about records? Okay. It looks like it wants me to go in person to the DMV.
I want you to go in person.
Yes.
Oh
Or something. Registration.
no. What is it saying?
It's saying none of your. It says none of your vehicles are eligible for registration. Registration fee estimate. Let's try that.
Okay. Will you be back anytime soon to Nevada?
Yes, my dad is not actually probably going to be in Nevada. So it looks like I'm gonna have to. There's no way you guys can pay accept a credit card out of state. I guess. What can you accept? Can you? How about a money
It's
transfer?
just because we only accept payment in person. We don't accept anything like that, unfortunately.
How about the DMV? Did they take credit cards over the phone?
Not that I'm aware of. No, you have to go in person as well.
Okay.
So I would say the best thing to do is to go is make an appointment for when you'll be back in town because DMV, they only service you if you have an appointment. And if it's telling you that you need to go in, I would
Yes.
definitely recommend making that appointment, with them.
Okay. Okay. So we can't do it
So I would just go to
online.
Google and then type in like DMV, NV, and then type in appointment.
Yes.
Because it's going to take you right to where you would, select whatever DMV that's in the area I told you to be here.
Yes. That makes
And then
sense.
just make that appointment. I'm sorry, I wish we were able to do more for you.
That's okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help.
Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.
You too. That's correct. The situation I'm in now is something to assist other in cockroaches. It is so incredibly bad to be sexually assaulted by that thing. And electrocuted. You need to get them into custody. It's really bad. I'll probably just put more money in the account and I'll pay it. It's I have to get away from the damn thing. I can't be so. Oh, come on. There, he turned it off, I think, for a second, then turn it back on. All he has to do is turn it off, or it has to not be there on things. And it is, so that's the end of that. I'm gonna sit over here on the front of my house. Mess with my feet. Maybe I might do my toenails, I'm not sure. So I can just be in the kitchen. Okay. Just to be able to lay down in my bed and go to sleep. I think I am gonna go stay with my parents for a little bit. They don't mind. For a month or two. Let's do that. They'll know where to go anyway. He never turns it off. He does not stop stalking and screaming and screaming and stalking. You would not believe the interactions he's having with the children and everybody else. How do we sell that? Like burns or something. Like attached on it. We were in your garage. I think so. What are you doing? Either that or there's grass down there. Okay. Reading the dog. No, it's him doing something. Can you feel that? Oh, that's you? Oh. Okay. That's outside. So they're like, it feels like it is the most horrifying thing. We don't need to talk about it to save yourself from whatever you just said. Well, it's the most horrifying thing. Oh, you could never imagine. You have no idea. It like literally, when it gets going, it's like somebody stroking and fondling, and it's as explicit as possible. So I don't know if anybody like modified it. It also hurts like the dickens. Like I'm screaming because it is literally just like, oh, incredibly abusive and painful. You have no idea. The thing is, just beats the ever living shit out of you and electrocutes you. It's the most evil thing anybody's ever done, and it's the worst sexual assault of us ever. Like right now, if he turns it back on, he'll turn it back on. It's extreme. Then he like just screams it because what I'm saying is offensive. What is he saying? I don't care about. It's like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I mean, I care, but why are you reporting it? Why do you think I'm reporting it? What does it have to do with you? Are you the guy that did it? I can see that because you're a mess. Oh, the police cancel. No! I need him not electrocuting me. Yeah, it's incredibly bad. You need to get that man into custody right now. You have no idea what that is like. You need to, everyone on planet Earth needs to get what the device, all of them he's on, and figure out what they are. Okay. Everybody on planet Earth needs to know what this man is using to do what he's doing. Really. Yes, very much so. It's extremely important. You have no idea how evil that is. It's not in my kitchen. For food. You have no idea the absolute horror. I mean, the absolute horror. Yeah, you have no idea. You need to get these men in custody and not stalking me. And you need to get the device they're on. Everybody in all the media, you need all police, all media, all FCC. You need to realize exactly it's being used and how it works. Also figure out if there's other like cell phone apps you could ground off of something
to generate massage vibrations and sexual assault people at stalk as like uh, in any kind of technology. If the technology is out there, might be more professional, of course, would be relevant, or just in general. Some, of course, but like more what is out there that is very much a thing. This, I think, it's something to stall cars with, since it also stalls my car, and it's like the same thing. Or that one, the one he's using right now that hurts like the dickens, is actually the one they use to stall cars. I don't know. He's full of it. Well, you're not allowed to do that. That's actually like what they were doing all throughout. It'd be really strange. Great. You're not allowed to like do stuff to me for reporting a crime for this guy. That's very, very bad. And with this evidence, that's very bad again. Oh God, can you hear this story? I'll try to stay as close to it as possible. I have a weird, like, it's following me around. It's simply like, really, yeah, there's no doubt. You're positive. Well, the tech department's going in for a very, very bad intervention on here. For allowing these men to use this stuff and in general. Yeah, it's schizophrenic monsters of death, but it's like a tool on them. No, there's just it's the facts. I mean, it really is a tool on them. It's unbelievable. Get more creepy. Jesus. I don't think anything would have been more creepy. Oh. No, I'm gonna kill that thing. I like your good little girl, he just said. He actually has children he's doing this to. No, it's this horrifying time. Oh. And the police station. Did you hear that one? Can you hear that? Or is it like, sometimes I think the grounder tries to like follow you around. It said, child, you are not presenting your grudge hole. I make it looks ridiculous in this one. Oh, so much erosion in the front. I like it. I look like a painted hooker. Still, oh well. Hey, inaudible. Child, you are not presenting your gooch hole for me. This is very bad. It needs to be disciplined. He's talking, according to them, to like a child in a $500,000 house, or parents are calling the police about. So you need to call either North Carolina or Arkansas or wherever it is. And he's in Arkansas or Las Vegas. He is in somewhere in the pile of burps. What with the what now? Just one with coffee. That's what the thing just said. I called all the police on in custody by now. It's part of his coffee, tea, or 11-year-old girl meeting in nice neighborhoods. Because I'm, $500,000 house speech. He gives a speech. He gives speeches about that. More about child brothel master. Yeah. So, how about I'm just going to repeat back. I did this like for a little. Like what? No. What did you just say? No. Just because it's necessary. You know, I'm not. I called every police officer on planet Earth, and it's happening badly to me. A child would be absolutely traumatized and dead from this, and maybe actually dead. You have to get the man stalking on a cell phone, but the cell phone signal is invisible. Right, the computer signal, yeah, it goes, it's invisible. It's wireless even. Okay. That doesn't mean you're not committing a crime on the computer or on a computer. You need to get him in custody right now. That is a very, very evil man. You would not believe the thing that's coming out of that heavy breather on speakerphone. They said they heard that just fine. I cannot believe he is still at large. I don't know, a magical place called I don't know where the criminal is and went. But there definitely is one, which is what the tech you're on is for, I believe. Oh, and what you've done to it is very bad. Anybody could do anything to anybody unless they were like anywhere. No, committing a crime via cell phone or computer is also very much an internet or cell phone waves. It's also very much a crime. You know, that's all you're doing. You're on her cell phone account. You are actually doing. You did just say that like to a child too. I'm positive. I can hear a child screaming in the background. No, it's you've been doing what you've been doing to me, which is horrifying. Because I don't know. Oh. Like, I have like a foggy color on this one again. Oh, wow, I don't care. It might be like, because I'm so red around the neck, I gotta go put some aloe on. Who's on here? Aloe. Well, it's aloe and green honey and salt cocoa butter. What I just said. I need it anywhere. But my booter, that's apparently children he is absolutely terrorizing. Yeah. That he's doing the same thing he's doing to me too, which would be absolutely horrifying if you were a child. That would be beyond horrifying. Cold. You have no idea what it's. You have no idea. The narration of Troll Wars and stuff like that of his murder for murdering you to death and electrocuting you to death and raping you to death. I mean, and stalking 24/7. You have no idea how evil that is. You have no idea. I mean, or just how evil it is. Oh my God. Well, I said that they're definitely going for the gold. Are you out of your mind? Poor me though. It's like, oh, what should be? I think they lost the case. Apparently not. Yeah. No! Get these men into custody already. these monsters because they please get away from me.
Why am I like a Galarian? He'll have altered it or something weird. You really, they do stuff like. I mean, there's super weird lighting. Ow. Like that. I'm just kind of weirdly flushed from being out in the sun. What do you mean? Like the guy sits on because you're at, so he'll run in because you're on a different one. So he just wants to say it's like that camera's the thing of that. Really, yeah. Like it's so dirty. He goes through every single one of my emails. Like he's gone through every. The man needs to be in prison for the rest of his life for what he's done to me. He goes through. He's gone through. He's blocked my mail and he's gone through every single one of my incoming mails. It'll be this absolutely disgusting 300-pound man from a truck depot in Arkansas. Well, will be. That's why you can see that's too heavy makeup for me. It's just because you moved to a different one, so you just stuck like a white sheen on your face or something. That's to show I don't alter things. Mine has it all the time. He's on your iCloud. It's a pain in the ass. That's a total pain in the ass. Well, I look fine, but it's just the kind of thing they do and how they think. It's really, really nasty. Like, how nasty is the rest of this? It's really nasty. It's a funny lady. That's just how they think. Ooh, they change. He's sitting here like on everyone's accounts, just messing with stuff. He's on iCloud accounts, and it's unbelievable.
summer's day in June 1924, Hermann and Julie Kafka gathered their family to bury their only son, Franz. He died.
When I received a tip-off about this story last year, I couldn't believe what I was being told. 12 months of investigating, though, has not only confirmed it, but also established it's much worse than first thought. Tonight, 60 Minutes, The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald expose what could be one of Australia's largest human trafficking operations. What's certain is that vulnerable Asian women are being coerced into enduring shocking conditions as sex workers. And even police admit not enough is being done to help them. Meanwhile, the crime bosses are making hundreds.
Come on!
Welcome. On an early summer's day in June 1924, Hermann and Julie Kafka gathered their family to bury their only son, Franz. He died of tuberculosis just 1 month shy of his 41st birthday.
No! Can you please get these men into custody for the love of God? I don't know what to do.
Not many had taken notice.
Get these men away from me.
Franz Kafka had made his living as an attorney in an insurance company, where he eked out an obscure and unexceptional life. But with a lawyer from pen to paper, the writer conjured a disturbing world where the absurd was commonplace and reality imaginary.
Kafka was a visionary chronicler of modern horror, the totalitarian state.
I'm sorry, I'm leaving it on because to catch them. I'm scared to be alone. That's all my life. I don't know.
Kafka shows the cost of that modern devotion to technology, to
With these guys.
efficiency,
If it's on,
the human cost.
I'm just cutting up chicken patties and Alfredo sauce with
Kafka
shrimp.
being brilliant
I need a bigger pot.
understand what it meant to be human. And the stakes for him were incredibly high.
Switch it to the big
The
pot.
tremendous world I have in my head. But how can I release it and release myself without tearing myself apart? And it is 1,000 times better to tear myself apart.
I had a medium one and I killed it.
Or bury
I got wax all over it.
That is why I
Try coupon on it, but there's a lot of wax.
Since his death, Kafka's work has become enormously influential. It remains unrivaled for its intensity, modernity, and presence.
I remember the first time I read Kafka, I said, this is some of the most bizarre, absurd, insane stuff I've ever read, but it was brilliant.
What Kafka did was give words to a certain kind of angst. His stories seem fantastic. They seem unapologetically and ripping and riveting and shocking all at the same time. There's a truth-telling quality to Kafka, a certain dark truth.
In 1906, at the age of 22, Franz Kafka graduated from Prague's Charles Ferdinand University. With his doctorate in law, he set out looking for employment. He ultimately found a job with what he thought was the perfect structure at a government agency. Kafka reported for work at 8 a.m. By 2 in the afternoon, he was on his way home to do the one thing in his life that gave him any satisfaction: writing.
The children introduced to the kingdom of Bohemia in Prague is probably just as faulty a mechanism as it was in it. Regional companies for that, even with some 35,000 employees.
Though Kafka worked for the Institute for the rest of his life, it was both a job and an environment he came to detest.
Kafka really had a personal experience with working in a bureaucracy that felt good and fast and soulless. He definitely had the feeling that he was under the thumb of a larger system that didn't recognize him as the creative individual that he was.
Every moment there used to be overcome with such despair that a stronger, more consistent character than mine might have committed suicide quite cheerfully.
Instead, Kafka committed himself to writing every day.
All I wanted to do was to write, furious, all night through. And if this should end in death or madness, as I have long felt once, then that too was what I wanted.
I think that Kafka had to write something that he had to do. He didn't have a choice. He had to write every day. And I think that when you are a creative person, that becomes like any other thing that you need in your life, like air and sleep and food.
While literature was the only thing in Franz Kafka's life that gave him any satisfaction, as far as his father was concerned, writing was a waste of time.
His father was a businessman who had no interest in literature, in writing. He said, "Why are you still scribbling away at that?"
Hermann Kafka owned a women's clothing store. Self-made, opinionated, and autocratic, he controlled his family with an iron fist.
The son of a butcher, his perspective on life is conditioned by the cleaver. It was either black or white, and he always knew where anything fell. So very dominant presence in the family.
Kafka and his sisters lived in both awe and fear of their overbearing father.
The paradigmatic moment, at least for Kafka himself, was when he was 2 or 3 years old. He'd been put to bed, and he decided he wanted a glass of water. And his parents ignore him. He keeps calling and calling. And finally, his father comes into his room and essentially snatches him out of his bed and puts him on the balcony and locks the door behind him. And for this incredibly sensitive child, this was evidence that at any given moment, this absolute authority, his father or any other absolute authority, could come along and exile him entirely, cut him off entirely from the best of people.
I have always had this fear of people, not actually of the people themselves, but of their intrusion upon my weak nature. For even the most intimate friend to set foot in my room fills me with terror.
Like most of us, you see that Kafka had family troubles. I mean, what young man didn't have problems with his father? These are all things I think we felt, at one point in our lives. And we felt like everything was climbing against us. Every person, every entity, from giant corporations to the guy down the street, everyone's conspiring against us. It's Kafka against the world. And I think that comes across in every single one of his writings.
In 1912, at the age of 29, Kafka finally wrote a short story he was satisfied with. He called this story The Judgment.
Kafka himself thought of it as his breakthrough story. He had an idea for the story, sat down to write it at 10 o'clock.
Please get these men out of my house. Please get these animals out of my house.
He had given birth to something.
The incredible evil of their crimes. Enough already on this bizarre, whatever this is. Please get these monsters out of my house. Incredible amounts of crime and evil throughout the entire thing.
As the story unfolds, tension between Georg and his father increases until by the end, Georg's father imposes a terrible fate on his son.
I sentenced him now to death by drowning. And suddenly Jerry is overcome by the urge to throw himself into the water. Jerry felt himself away from the room. Out of the front door, he rushed across the roadway, looking towards the water. Already he was grasping at the railings and starting now clutches food. He swung himself over, like the distinguished gymnast he had once been in his youth. To his parents' pride, with weakening grip, he was still holding on when he spied between the railings a motor bus coming, which would easily cover the noise of his fall. He called in a low voice, "Dear parents, I will always love you, just the same," and let himself drop. One of the things about the bleakness and the
Are you out of your minds completely, obviously? Would you please get these men into custody now? They're criminals. They're schizophrenic. Get these men into custody now! He's arrested it. I call and everyone has the links.
Kafka's writing reflected the lack of order he felt in his own life. As a German-speaking Jew growing up in Czech-speaking Prague, Kafka was always an outsider.
Come on! Get these beasts into custody now! Now!
He was always able to find evidence that he did not belong to any particular group. Finding clues constantly that he couldn't do the normal things that people could do.
That thing has a good amount of wazoo. It has to go in no good amount. That's a very dangerous. That's whatever that thing's got. It's very dangerous. And those is very dangerous.
He would chew every mouthful a minimum. So that eating with him would clearly drive someone crazy. Everything that he did tended to cut himself off from other people, and then he would feel inevitably that he was cut off.
No! No! Get it! Oh, I need my tingle toot to molest children in the neighborhood. No! You disgusting animal!
But we shouldn't forget that Kafka read.
I don't care what you need. Yeah, maybe we're getting the medications right. You're on speakerphone, you dipshit. Both. Ridiculous dipshit. How am I magically on speakerphone? You have access to law enforcement tech. Or magically on magical waves called cell phone waves. Okay. You're on speakerphone. It's a man heavy breathing on speakerphone. I need these men in custody now, not stroking my every sound, every time I sleep, every time I shower. I need these monsters in custody now. You need to figure out what these guys are, too. These are some serious evil. Incredible evil. You have no idea the incredible evil of this. No, the incredible evil of Mr. Stop molesting children 24/7 in the background or something on that thing.
Yeah. One not to watch one's every word.
Get out of my house!
Kafka's style, it's like Bauhaus. It's stripped down modernism. It's reduced to its essentials. And as a result,
Get these men into custody now!
Just after his 30th birthday, Kafka met Kate Stone. For 5 years, Kafka and Bauer carried on a long distance liaison.
Okay,
She in Berlin, he in Prague.
that's how I look in the mirror. You might be like a funny white color because you dyed your face red by walking. And your role is what, Mr. Disembodied Voice in this? No.
He's unfit for life, unfit for companionship. He's already told the story of life. His idea of existence would be to live in the sun.
Figure myself out in the camera.
And then he would sit there all day and he would just write and write, absolutely undisturbed by any light whatever. And then he would walk through the various cells
Sammy, your eyes look. Eyes are actually that color a little. Those are Sammy. They're Sammy color. It's just a mix of like light country eyes, Irish and Scottish, gray and green.
And then at the end says, "So will you marry me?" She, who perhaps
They're pimento. I agree. They're olive.
he immediately says, "Oh, I'm so sweet."
They're like dinosaur color or something. They're like white and green.
Page 7 again.
There's gray green. Girl today, the DMA had the prettiest gray eyes. They were just straight gray, and they weren't contacts.
Real finally, he essentially
Within months of starting his tortured liaison with Felice, Kafka started work on another short story. In The Metamorphosis, Kafka portrayed the life of Gregor Samsa, a traveling salesman who still lives with his parents and sisters. One morning, Samsa wakes up to find he's undergone a remarkable transformation.
As Gregor Samsa awoke one morning from uneasy dreams, he found himself transformed in his bed into a gigantic insect. He was lying on his hard, as it were, armor-plated back, and when he lifted his head a little, he could see his dome-like round belly divided into stiff arched segments, on top of which the bedquilt could hardly keep in position and was about to slide off completely. His numerous legs were pitifully thin compared to the rest of his bulk, waved helplessly before his eyes.
I think the reason that the metamorphosis is arguably not the most famous story is simply the initial situation and the wonderful way that he describes it. There's no
The stuff was good.
There's no censure.
Look, it's got good ingredients in it too. Great value strawberry hibiscus. Hibiscus, it has hibiscus, rose hip, which is great for you. Lots of vitamin C. Blackberry leaf, which is great for you. Hibiscus, I think I don't know if it's great for you. Orange peel, roasted chicory, natural flavor, chamomile, dried strawberry, and dried cherry.
If he were to try to amplify
Pretty good for you.
grotesqueness, it would feel like melodrama. But because he is very restrained and very
Rose hip is very good for you. Blackberry leaf, orange
somehow
peel.
makes our skin crawl a lot more.
It smells good.
Gregor Samsa's struggles with
Expensive.
acceptance has become one of Kafka's most read and most
Please get these people out of my house. They can't stalk me like this anymore. It is the most evil thing in the world, ever. You have to get these monsters away from me. It is the most evil thing somebody has ever done on these dudes. You need to get these men away from me now. They have to stop stalking me. I need all of the men involved in this in prison. It is a really normal day without the completely crazy people. In my community, because I live there, these men have got to go to jail right away when they start doing stuff or stalking or something. Sex offending, breaking the law. They've been breaking the law a lot for a very long time.
He's quite upset, obviously, and he's still wondering how he's going to get to work.
I need more teapots, but I don't have any
The
money.
next train went at 7 o'clock. To catch that, he would need to hurry like mad, and his samples weren't even packed up.
You have no idea. You have no idea the absolute evil, of course. Absolute evil. Well, that's what I would be doing. I would be doing other stuff. No, I'm somewhat into it. Creepy. Incredibly creepy. Oh. But I need one anyway. So I was talking about the tea. Now I need like a medium-sized one. So the cup is a little bit small.
But on the other hand, there's something of a triumph, strangely enough, in this nightmare fantasy. People often think of the metamorphosis as a terrible thing to happen. But in a way, he becomes more human as a result of his transformation. There's a wonderful moment where Gregor's sister is playing the violin.
Well, like my skin's flushed next to my makeup.
This music, he starts creeping out of the room. And you realize
I just put the same setting on it on the iCloud. He does it all the time.
And there's a sentence at that point in the narrative which says, "Was he an animal if music could move him so much?" And I think that encapsulates the real mystery and beauty of that story, because Gregor Samsa, in this horrible figure of the book, is much more a human being, much more involved with music, with beauty, with feelings than anybody else in the story.
In 1917, Europe's peace and tranquility continued to be shattered by the First World War. Kafka, greatly disturbed by the chaos and suffering, attempted to enlist.
He was not fit for military service. The husbands and his sisters were all in the war. He was at home writing his novel. And he felt somehow humiliated, unvirile, unsoldierly. There's an image in the Metamorphosis of Gregor Samsa before his transformation, standing as a soldier in his soldier's uniform with a happy smile on his face. That's something that Kafka never was, and that he felt he lacked.
At the age of 34, Kafka began a battle of his own. He became seriously ill with tuberculosis.
For the last 7 years of his life, it was a constant that being healthy was one of the overriding issues of that life. That every single day he awakened to the awareness of being ill, often gravely ill. By this time, he had headaches, he had terrible insomnia because he was coughing up blood.
Ironically, Kafka's diagnosis brought him a newfound freedom. He went on an extended leave from his job and ended his relationship with Ellie Stahl.
It is just a blow, which incidentally I do not all feel as a blow, but as something altogether sweet in comparison with the average course of these last years.
Throughout his illness, Kafka continued to write, and he began work on a novel he called The Trial. The Trial is the story of Joseph K., who, like Gregor Samsa in the Metamorphosis, wakes up to find the circumstances of his life drastically changed.
He's an ordinary man going about his life who suddenly finds out one morning that he's been arrested and accused of a crime.
It all starts off with that turning point that is desperation. It's terrible. Something awful has happened, and how do these people deal with it?
Somebody must have been maligning Joseph K. for, without having done anything wrong, one day he was arrested. The first sentence in the trial, "One day Joseph K. was arrested," is a passive sentence. Gregor Samsa wakes up in bed and finds that this has happened to him. Joseph K. is lying in bed, finds out that he's now arrested. Bad things happen to you. You don't go out into the world and put your mark on the world. The world puts its mark on you.
After his arrest, Joseph K.
The incredible horror, you have no idea. You need to get these men into custody now. Please, 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 please. Please get these men into custody now.
He has a difficult time getting into the offices where his case is going to be heard.
I don't know what. Please get these men out of my house. I don't know what to do. Electrocuted. My hair looks electrocuted. Probably. Really, yeah. Probably. It's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Kafka's inspiration for the trial? His years working as an attorney for the Workers' Accident Insurance Institute.
Please get these men to stop stalking me and out of my house.
Precise understanding of how powerless people were.
I'm so exhausted. I don't know what to do.
He also showed how often, rather than justice, injustice was being served. His protagonists are always caught in the grip of a force that is inscrutable, invisible.
Retrograde again. British. Yeah, Aunt Toter.
At the end of the story,
That
Joseph K., like many of Kafka's heroes, dies. He is executed. The reason
Oh,
for his
it does
death
look
is
electrocuted.
apparent.
I'm alive. I walked, I hiked like miles, like defensive decks today. To get to the DMV and then get to the other, like the AAA store. It's lovely out, and actually I really like it up there. I'm always happy when I walk up there. Like Elkhorn and Deer Springs is a really nice thing out.
And there's immediate sympathy between them, immediate, without any hesitation.
And a dog real far.
Both very comfortable, and so he goes to live with her, but she lives in one room first, then into.
Well, get off the TV if you're messy. You can't move for messy. It's happened before. I had times, well, yeah, I was jogging at the homestead. I had the dog with me. I was carrying the dog.
But within a year of meeting Dora and having, he believed, finally found true happiness, Franz Kafka's tuberculosis advanced beyond therapy. For several weeks, Kafka lay dying in the sanatorium. Towards the end, too sick to
No!
or eat.
Kafka dedicated his life to writing, and then at the end of that life, realized that the simple things.
No! Get him in custody now! You disgusting animals! You need to get these men out of America!
But he knew that he couldn't do that. And as a result, he dedicated.
You need to get these trash out of people's homes. They are incredibly dangerous men. You have no idea how incredibly evil and criminally offending my personness have been. Do you realize what he's talking about? Doing. You have no idea.
Dora, his fiancée, stayed by his side until the end. Upon his death, Kafka made only one principal request. He asked his friend, Max Brod, to destroy all his manuscripts and unpublished stories.
Here's a man who's devoted his whole life to writing, who spends every single day agonizing over the question, how can I write, when can I write, how can I write well? Sacrifices, in a sense.
No! You need to get him in the. I'm very sorry, I can't turn it on right now. We have something in progress where he's saying he had every right to all the years of. I don't care what that thing says. The beast needs to go into custody now. All of them. He is RIPing as badly as possible. As badly as possible. They are the most evil men ever born. You have got to get these men out of uniform. Whatever you brought into communities with these dudes is the most evil the world could ever be. That is the things those men do are beyond belief on that thing. Yeah. And in general, I think somewhat. Yeah. You need to get those men into custody now. They are incredibly dangerous. They have. You have no idea what I've been through with these men in the last 3 years of this. But, you have no idea the absolute horror of that thing, of what these men do and are doing. Did you get that from all that? I mean, I don't know how my affect is because my mouth is making noise. Really, you have no idea. You have no idea the absolute horror of being stalked this badly and by all of that. It is the most evil thing, and you have no idea what it's like to be a child under those men and what these men are doing right now to a child. You need to go get them in custody and get them in prison right now.
And that is that the world has become impersonal, and that there is a degrading element in social life as we have it.
best, Kafka's work became so popular and his style so imitated that a new adjective entered the vernacular.
Kafkaesque is a term that's used to refer to a situation or an event that is marked by extraordinary and baffling complexity, unintelligibility, as in a Kafkaesque bureaucratic situation. And also it's used to refer to a situation or event that is marked by a surreal distortion of what is ordinary.
I was in Idaho trying to use my ATM card with a new bank, and they said
There's like a fun fair. I didn't have pictures.
And access to my own.
I didn't have a camera. We already seen fair pictures. There's a fun fair down on Creek Road.
And I called, and they say, well, we're doing this to protect you. We shut down your account because someone's trying to use your card in Idaho. And I said, that's me. I'm in Idaho. I'm on vacation. I want to use my card. And they said, oh, well, you should have called us ahead of time to tell us that you'd be in
You
Idaho.
have no idea
And I
the
said, I
pure
did actually
evil
call
of it.
ahead of time to tell you that I'd be in Idaho. And that person said that they couldn't do anything about it. And I said, who is the person that decides whether or not my money will be shut off from me? They say, well, we have no control over it. It's all done by a computer. Where is the computer? I don't know where the computer is. They don't know who's deciding whether or not you can have access to your money or not. But you're supposed to call ahead to tell them where you're. Even so, they can't control anything because there's a computer that's doing it. No one knows the rules.
Brush my hair after I got back.
There's
no bugs in it.
There's
There's highways on the road.
We live in a world where we are being swallowed up by the machine. A government now that has the right to tap our phones without us knowing it, listen in on our lives, follow us and track us without us knowing it. So what do we do? With all of these things conspiring against us. And for me, I think that you start to see these things in our world today, that are they just Kafkaesque or are they becoming real?
Oh, this is gonna be good. Her neck was broken. That was a paraplegic stuff, and she was still alive. This took a while to die. I don't know. They don't. Oh, it's a big guy. You can break your neck.
It was the third
Be careful
disastrous
crossing the
year
street.
of World War
Really,
I.
or something. Really.
France was losing badly and looking for someone to blame.
I don't need your opinion on that. You need to give me my driver's license and my car back.
The most famous women in Europe.
No, that's actually all the facts, and there's all this paperwork about it. It came out in court. Then you just wouldn't let me go, like a crazy person.
Was martyred. At the time of her arrest, Hari was known across the continent as an exotic gangster. Her trial will bring her greater fame and infamy as one of history's most recognized secret agents. But whether or not Hari actually spied at all is still subject to debate.
There's disagreement about almost everything that Mara wanted. Whether she spied, whether she didn't spy, whether she meant to spy. There's a tremendous fog of confusion out here.
It was a flaw Mata Hari herself helped create. One that would ultimately be her downfall. 12 years before Matahari's arrest, Paris was a very different place. The city was the center of European creativity, innovation, and decadence.
No! Would you get the stalker off these people?
In the spring of that
Why is that man not in custody?
town with a remarkable exotic dance performance for the city's cultural elite.
Her first public appearance at the Museum in May, which was a museum of
No! No! Get that man into custody and off of me, off of my body, off the child he's talking about sexually abusing. Get these animals into custody now. You don't want to. You have to. Get all of these men, terminate their employment immediately, and get these animals into custody, all of them, now. Are they ever going, is it ever going to end? What is it you hope to achieve by sexually assaulting children night and day with these men? Well, nobody arrests you. Yeah. And women.
And there was an awful lot of flesh. There was an awful lot of Matahari visible. It was very emotional dancing with very slow, sinuous, sexual movements.
She had a very dramatic conclusion to her.
No!
She would end up sort of prone on the floor, partly closed. It was apparently quite a spectacle of her sort of lounging on the floor with her breastplates, her headdress, and not much else.
Get these men into custody now.
Parisian high society loved it. Matahari personifies all the poetry of India. Its mysticism, its voluptuousness,
No!
hypnotizing charm.
Get these men, get them off these people's bodies with that thing. You disgusting sons of bitches. You are get them into custody. Why are they able to do that long distance in Vegas? No, I don't want, get these disgusting, they are the ugliest, dirtiest, like corrections workers from Arkansas stalking this nice upper middle class family for 15 years of kidnapping, robbery, the incredible evil of these men and their crimes. There's no doubt that it's falsified. The courts need to do something because they are in progress. I mean, in general, but the damn things are as in progress as humanly possible. No, you don't get to sexually assault women with a TENS therapy device aimed directly at their crotch a lot. And while you beat them with an in-progress police grounder and shout on an audible noise. And all the woo-woo, all you're doing is committing a crime by phone or online. It's not the most exciting day in law. You are now under arrest for breaking the law via technology. Via technology. Via technology. Via technology. Are you making fun of how I talk? I'm incredibly hoarse.
But when she was 13, Margaret's idyllic.
Well, because you were shouting. You were beating and sexually assaulting me for 15 years. I need these men. Okay, I'm a law-abiding citizen, not doing anything. You're breaking every law known to God or man or conspiring to.
I think that the way that she developed the ability to survive was.
Are you? How full of nonsense are you?
She took great.
You need to really evil criminal nonsense. You need to get these men out of my house, please. You have to because that's the law, but also because there are they're like Jack the Ripper of criminals over there.
That her striking looks and youthful charm could help take her to the life she dreamed of.
I think from her teen years on, she discovered that one thing that she could do well was attract men. And in fact, she was thrown out of school when she was 17 for liaisons with men.
A year later, Margareta put her newly discovered charms to work when she answered a newspaper ad from a Dutch officer looking for a wife.
On March 30th, 1895, I became engaged to Monsieur Rudolph McLeod,
a captain of the colonial troops. I married him on July 11, and he took me with him to the Dutch East Indies.
By age 22, Margareta was living in the Indies, a wife and mother of 2 young children. But she would be forever changed by her experiences in this foreign land.
The incredible No, I need these men not stalking me! This has been the most bizarre and disgusting display a legal system has ever gotten into. And we are smack dab in the middle of civilization. Enough! You have got to be kidding me! Yeah. And supposedly, they made him not able to stalk and rape and sexually offend the way these incredibly evil men are. You have no idea. I have been in the room with these monsters for 1,000,000 years. A little bit all of my life, all of our lives. If I've met plenty of other people around. You need to get these men out of office immediately. Wherever the janitor is in office, that he's able to do this stuff. That is correct. The court employees who did this to me out of North Carolina, you were very aware the evidence was falsified. You do not serve a warrant for these men against people who have lived in your community and then hold the person. You do not serve the warrant at all. You are aware that it was all you had to do is follow the 6 degrees of separation from the law books, and you are required to follow it. You created a criminal situation with another criminal. It's correct. The ifs, ands, or buts of illegal behavior for whatever reason and insanity have come up before. Whatever you're doing is taking the cake, though, which is a problem. But I mean, really bad stuff can occur very quickly if you are boots on the ground with something that is not addressed properly in relation to the letter of the law. No, there's nothing else to be done. I'm not preaching it, you disgusting son of a bitch. You do not mock me calling the police. The police simply come and remove these men from no, you have no legitimacy in all of this, which everybody observed, which is why it is so bizarre and of concern. You're molesting children through the entire thing in the other office as badly as possible. That's correct. You're supposed to figure out what the 6 degrees of separation are. It's like legally required. I'm not in the ballpark. I actually know. I don't have an MBA in it. Years of experience, which all of you are supposed to. I mean, you have enough in the fact that you're just working there every day. So it's called malice and intent, or whatever it is.
Another interview, she'll say, I grew up in the Dutch East Indies. I mean, she would sort of say whatever she thought the reporter wanted to hear.
Her tactics paid off. Before long, Matahari was appearing at prestigious venues throughout Europe and attracting the attention of many powerful men.
This was the bill
I'm afraid that none of, and then whoever is watching this, would you please call the police and get them to arrest the men that are sexually abusing me and children in the background, which I know you can hear the same as me enough.
They were set up in fabulous apartments or houses. They were kept very well with servants. They had a lot of money for clothing, for horses, for furs, jewels.
It was a lifestyle Matahari had dreamed of. She joined the ranks of Les Boys and, in addition to dancing for sold-out theaters, began performing for audiences of one.
For Matahari, most of the men were military officers or diplomats. They had some connection to government service.
I love officers. I've loved them all my life. My greatest pleasure is being able to sleep with them without thinking about money. And I like making comparisons between diverse nations.
For nearly a decade, Matahari lived her dream. She traveled extensively, lived lavishly, and indulged her every love. A much heralded celebrity, she was the pampered mistress of many powerful men. But those powerful men would soon take Matahari and all of Europe down a dark and deadly path.
I can't have this thing. He's not. Well, how is he on my goddamn Cox account in Las Vegas now?
The world in which Matahari came to a sudden end.
Mood of fear in public.
He is sexually assaulting a child in the background today. Okay. Because these animals did not take, they are animals. You have never met men as incredibly evil, low, they're mentally retarded monsters. They are animals. You should have.
And Matahari was the symbol of it.
As the war effort dragged on, France began to suffer horrendous losses. While France desperately struggled to defend itself against the invading armies of Germany and its allies, fear percolated about the enemy within.
You lady, and I'm going to assault you with that thing. Why did they shout at a net? How bad is this freak? What is the freak doing? Yeah. He's sexually assaulting me and children 24/7 and other women. Okay.
Everyone was suspect.
Get him out of my house.
She had consorted with.
Your house is. What the hell is this monster doing?
She was seen as
You dare to report Tonietto.
a history in a strange way. And
So what?
so it was almost natural that she would be placed on a watch list.
Once the toast of Paris, Matahari
Tonietto is not allowed to be loose in Fayetteville, Arkansas, to say the least, or anywhere. There is nowhere Tonietto is allowed to be loose.
One of the reasons why all of this.
I'm just afraid because, like,
Our status is this
yeah, that's her also. Their stalking and like is so bizarre. You have no idea. He cuts phone lines. Really, you need really, really badly. Oh.
for your side.
nations on both sides of the conflict began to view Matahari in a new light. In 1960, the Germans thought Matahari might be useful to them.
Around May 1916, I was in my house in The Hague. The doorbell rang, and I found myself in the presence of Monsieur Kramer, German consul in Amsterdam. He began, "Would you like to be of service to us in gathering information? Would. I have 20,000 francs to give to you." He handed me 3 small bottles. "You will have to write to us with secret ink and sign with the number H21. With my 20,000 francs in hand, I took my leave of Kramer.
Much is made of the fact that Matahari took money from the Germans. And much is made that this was a contract for espionage. I think that's baloney. She took money from the same, she took money from Frenchmen, from Russians, from Italians, from Spaniards, from Dutchmen, from Englishmen. She took money from them. That's what she did for a living.
Whether Matahari intended to spy or not, the Germans thought they had a new agent. Months after her encounter with Kramer, Matahari did something no spy is supposed to do. She fell in love.
I met a Russian officer, Captain Vadim Demesov. He became my lover, and it was a great love on both sides.
She She was first one to find it.
Well, it's weird that like not one person in the 10 years of this got through to me personally. Really? Yeah. There's just such a mass amount of people. You think I wouldn't, like, it's so isolating. I have been so incredibly isolated. Every time I call on the email list, he literally, like, I call the email lists are they got the everybody got it on the email list. Yeah. I don't understand how he's able to get away with this. There's no one calling. Okay. Well, the entire time I was incarcerated, like, why isn't anybody calling my parents' phone? But when I've called over the years many times. I called just recently, and yeah, they got it. All the people got it just fine. I'm going to do that. No, I don't want you doing that. He does this stuff constantly as described. I mean, it is incredibly weird. He has something he cuts phone lines with, which is incredibly bad. Yeah. I mean, if you cut a phone line, you'd be in a lot of trouble. Why does he have a phone line cutter that's this efficient? It's actually a greatest of concern. I assume that if they were killing people, I'd be dead already. Right? I mean, it's been going on so long. Of highest concern, of course, at any time and right now. But what the hell is it even? Really evil men, they could kill you anyway. But if they were actually like some kind of murder for hire or something, then they would have already caught me.
Whatever his reason, whether to make Mata-Hari
Or not caught me, they already would have killed me.
Ledoux sent the famous dancer and seductress off on her assignment. That Mata-Hari had failed to tell
All you have to do is go and check. I've turned this in daily that this is happening. I've tried to call and call and call. The incredible evil of those men. I need these men in custody for everything they did.
Mata-Hari's assignment was to travel to
That man is incredibly evil. That man is not in charge. I need that man in custody. For why is that animal with the crimes? He's raping a 10-year-old. These men need to be in custody. Where's the rest of the Americans? Anything. You need to get the man sexually assaulting a 4th grader, stroking me to death. Quite obviously, if he's doing all that, I'm not. I am completely the victim of a crime. That is called being a complete victim of a crime. Why does it involve this incredibly low, rough man?
I would have done so. It is by such means that one arrives at important things. Therefore, I decided to act.
I need these men. They have to be taken into custody now. But this is total. You don't have a turf. North Las Vegas, Nevada is not your goddamn gang turf. No.
And introduces herself, and she thinks it's this beginning of this great triumph that she's going to.
This monster. You have to get these men out of wherever they do this. You anywhere in your community. You have no idea what these men do with it. Get these men into custody now.
I was very charmed. I did everything that a woman can do.
I need this man not at large. It's correct. I need this man not at large. That man, what is he arguing? He gets to commit any crime?
Mata-Hari quickly sent a letter to Ledoux reporting on her success.
He's arguing that he gets to molest. No! I'm a completely law-abiding victim of this crime. Okay? This crime, it is proven I am the victim of a crime.
And it's as if a trap has been set. He knows straight away.
No!
Working for the French.
Kala proceeded to send a series of
No! Not sexually assault my genitals as badly as possible because gang raped the animal and then said no to taking his men who were sexually abusing me. You have no idea the level of crime these men have committed, and they're still at large. Where is the SWAT team? Are you saying, how about the children he's assaulting? I don't understand what the hell this is supposed to be.
When a listening post atop the Eiffel Tower intercepted Carla's Madrid to Berlin telegrams, they landed on Ledoux's desk. Ledoux seized hold, feeling certain that Agent
Well, where the hell is law enforcement?
extensively described
Where is law enforcement to arrest these men? Where is, I don't have time for this man to be sexually assaulting people in Cary this badly.
Maya Hari was arrested and charged as a German spy.
You should look downward. I'm worried about you you have life in prison for child rape under normal circumstances. You don't need to concern yourself with how I look.
And here they've got this German spy caught red-handed, and she's going to be made to pay for the terrible losses.
I need these men in custody now. We said we do that. Do nothing anywhere.
Maya Hari's
What on earth are you talking about?
even Vati ultimately denounced.
You arrest that.
Today around
The man that intervened in that needs to be put in a gas chamber, they said, for lying about the severity of these men's crimes. We are observing the situation, and they will, in fact, be going to prison. But we are going to need him not at large tonight, is the problem. We are having trouble getting the employees of Tony Eno's police department to arrest Otis Toole for some reason. We have no idea why. It's supposedly what's going on. Where is this man that he's doing all this? I need these men I need SWAT team to come to wherever they are and shut down and take down all the links to my house and things like that.
I never considered myself as enrolled with the Germans. From the day that I threw the ink into the water, I thought that I lost myself with all contact with them.
I need to know, I don't understand. You need to inform myself and any other victims of these men, of the situation.
And that, in order to earn my living, I thought I would be able to achieve great things.
Maya Hari didn't know it yet, but her revelation had sealed her fate.
It, of course,
No!
It was that, yes, we
You're not allowed to discourage people like that. Really? Yeah. So you're going to jail now. Is the concern. There are a lot of very, very concerned people.
And sentenced to die by firing squad.
The trial turned very much on her lifestyle and persona. It was made clear that she was damned for having lovers who were officers of all armies and all nationalities. No one could ever point to something.
Come on! And I need this not in people's homes. There are people just sitting quietly in their houses watching TV with their children and doing homework without you. Okay? You need to be shot by a firing squad as a Nazi. Is actually correct. That's how that works. That's what that was about. That man, and he cannot be running loose in the neighborhood. Everybody said that. Everybody was right. How weird is that guy and how bad is he?
She was arrested. That led to her death.
It's a very, very schizophrenic man that's a criminal that needs to go to jail.
On the morning of October 15, 1917, in the final hours before her execution,
You can kill me if it does anything bad enough.
one of the nuns who had comforted her in prison.
Don't fear, sister. I know how to die without witness. You shall see a good end. Be cheerful like me. Imagine that I'm going a long journey, that I will return, and we will find each
No! And then I need him not in that little child's bedroom right now. Oh, he is. He's on a cell phone app that can massage your genitals very violently and painfully and badly, and also inaudible noise in a child's bedroom. So he's on speakerphone, he's on a computer showing children pornography and pornographing children. Okay, so that needs to go to jail.
There is a report that one of the soldiers said Bob already knows how to die. I think it's probably true in spirit, but it might not have been true in fact. She died heroically. She died as a performance. And it was another good one.
Get them into custody with this. You need to put these men in prison now. What would possess you to run around with these men out of our courthouse?
4 days after Matahari faced the fight squad, French spy master Georges Ledoux was arrested on charges.
Yeah, sexcapades out of the nut house or something in your people.
I would say that
Your people are some of the most. They're incredibly evil. They need them in custody now. They want to know what they are. They've been on the phone with them through the entire thing. What would possess you to go this crazy? This is all you are supposedly have seen of Miss Casper's case.
There was no need to continue to spy on her.
There must have been 40,000 people. Who does that?
Matahari's fight.
Calling a day. For these guys. I've had it with the Otis Tool and Piggy Pies. Everybody says, we want these men out of here. No more SMEs running loose. Or you either work at the jail or you don't. Okay, that's it. You can't hang out here.
She was naked and the body was absolutely beautiful, that couldn't shoot straight, and she managed to escape.
Over the course of the century, Matahari has become a potent symbol, an icon for seductive, exotic, and dangerous woman.
she still provokes enormous emotional responses from people. She still has that power to move people. And she's been dead for almost 100 years. This is quite extraordinary.
That enduring power to enchant and beguile is exactly what Matahari would have wanted.
Get them out of my house! How badly did they cut the phone line? Did Annetto cut the phone line there? He needs to stop. Why isn't the man raping a 9-year-old with a sexual assault device in the background and talking in incredibly scary, he's allowed to, well, these are where I talk to children. Why isn't that man in custody and who intervened? You know, so no, we can't take these guys' stuff into custody. No, you need to get these filthy monsters in custody.
Who controlled this nation for nearly 25 years was deposed.
How badly did that man cut the phone line?
However, before long, the troops the Iraqis had...
That's kind of control. Sure. Why? Or that's very true. Why would anything involved in Lockmere involve whatever this man is doing, or this man? Like, or who are you again?
In the aftermath of World War I, the British faced nearly the same situation when they took control.
When the British arrived in Baghdad, they were met with smiles and flowers and just masses of roses in the streets. A great welcome, because the feeling was that the British had liberated the Arabs from the ruling Turks.
Get these men who deck me! You get the monster out of my house!
Well,
Get these men out of my house! I have a right to do this. This woman said, so I'm gonna go sexually abuse the woman in front of everybody. You've done the same thing all these years, and no one arrested you or intervened. That is the lowest criminal white trash man and the most dangerous predator in all of North Carolina. Arkansas. I am not. Look, I can tingle their foreheads with that because Torriero said he didn't want this on the internet. And they said, okay, come on. Do you realize the level of crime this man has committed 24/7 in front of all these other people? I thought no one can be around with all this. Yeah. I reported it over and over and over again. I said, go check, and you have to. You're an absolute liar and an absolute criminal. There's nothing in this evidence to imply I have anything wrong with me if the evidence is falsified. I can't believe you would risk your position as an employee if you're worried about I could get fired in relation as ridiculous as this and then as criminally. There's still not might be anybody around where these men are. He told us to do that. That's the man that falsified the evidence, you idiot. You absolute criminal piece of crap. All of you incredibly low and evil criminal men. I need the men responsible for all the crime that's against me as a person who is kidnapped, whose evidence is falsified. Yeah, okay. No, I'm sorry, I was going to talk over and scream and be as abusive as possible because I was the one that falsified the evidence. Okay, well, whatever that man is a schizophrenic man that molests children to death very openly. And you didn't have to take it seriously. It was required by law for you to investigate for the people that live in the community. And, I don't care if a person employed by, sometimes we interact with people employed because that's like we don't have any reason to interact otherwise. So workplace violence, domestic violence, some kind of interaction, like you're just interacting with somebody. That's absolutely ridiculous too. And you also know your own history as far as employment and the guy next to you is, and you know how you were hired. Okay? That all counts for malice, intent. I don't care. You need to you're a police officer. You have to get the pedophile into custody now. Didn't want to, I guess, because I like to do that dare. How is this man still at large? Okay. So much fun to do that to her. It's a 9-year-old and he's incredible evil of these men's crimes. Toniano, you do not, I am not mentally ill. It did not say that there. The man who falsified this evidence told you that. This is him. He should have matched, he's probably going to match criteria for mental illness, as does the evidence, which is very obviously falsified. So what the hell are you doing breaking the law against me? See, he got a conviction. There's no conviction if the guy's evidence is falsified. I am requiring you spend the rest of your life in prison for what you did to me.
Spent her earliest years surrounded by power and wealth.
That is an incredibly low and criminal class of man. All of them. They are extremely dangerous. I need to know who was responsible for the incredible evil of my life. It's like Goya's ghost. Nobody on that email list can possibly verify that your evidence has been falsified due to the wonderful thing called jurisdiction. You're not allowed to sexually abuse me, and you sent it out to a lot of men. Maybe that's what is that man talking about, and why is he out? Is not out of office on that. What is the police were told you? Nobody wants you in the lowest part of town. You're in the nicest houses in area in Carroll County. They said this guy is just running around like very expensive neighborhoods, and neighborhoods with $500,000 people. People have that much in bank accounts, more even on them. He just runs around going through bank accounts, checking everything out, sexually assaulting every child that goes by on those. I mean, it's the most bizarre thing. It's actually what he talks about doing constantly. He is a mentally retarded criminal, so evil.
In 1888, at the age of 20, Bell graduated with a degree in modern history from Oxford University.
He sexually assaults 9, 10, and 11-year-old girls 24/7. What has he been doing on the live stream audibly in the background? And why is he stuck? Why haven't you informed his victims that they are being neighborhood pornography? Where in law enforcement are the men responsible for that? You need the corruption cleaned out here. It's nonsense. It serves no purpose, and the less of it. Absolute deficit of it. I don't understand what the normal police, it's not highway patrols in the sheriff's department's jurisdiction? Why are you being so brutally abusive and derogatory to the woman when you speak here? He's sexually abused to death, and he's still doing it. Well, he felt a woman could be lying to these men about the importance of not sexually abusing children also, or something. He says, and rushes out. I don't know what that man is. Would you please just get SWAT team in here from the television, from the United States of America, and that's the end of it.
She had the confidence to do much.
He is electrocuting them more painfully than I think anybody has endured. The man is a sexual sadist. Really, that is the most painful thing you could possibly endure, almost, on what he's doing to her, as he said. And he is just sitting there, and Tony gang raped the animal, and then you beast, you brought it. You have an absolute no, but cops can't be arrested when they got their conviction again. Those wonderful men apparently you need to get this freak show into custody now. Carroll County, Arkansas is on the phone. They have 50,000 people watching this live stream. They can hear you just as loudly as you can hear me. Every person is hysterical because this man is sexually assaulting a fourth grader in the story and has been neighborhood pornographying you more hideously, it sounds like, than any man's committed crime. Owns something in your category, which we have almost none of once they remove you from the population. To jail where men, you're going to be arrested tonight, it says, not tomorrow. Apparently they had to get a sign off from one of them that has been neighborhood pornography from these men. It's the law. Jurisdiction. He's a Carroll County supervising officer. He doesn't even have a college degree, much less a law degree. He's a bunch of filthy men from a truck depot somewhere in North Carolina on this also. They said on those, and for some reason they are letting them run around the courthouse while 50,000 people make calls. That is actually what happened. We have no idea what this is. Excuse me.
Idly, you're wrong. It is a tide that ebbs and flows, reaches a high water mark and turns back again.
Get these men away from me.
It rises higher than before. I wonder.
Get these men off of me! Well, my men are allowed to do anything. Coffee, tea, or what? The beast from Newbern Street, the dirtiest hood monster to ever exist? I need you not running loose everywhere on Huda. Okay, this is Huda. He's actually correct. No Huda.
Still, Belle fell in love, and they asked her father for permission to marry.
No! Get him off of that! We're going to need these sexual assault tools somebody built off all airwaves in Las Vegas. The entire FCC is calling. We're not... Who are you? We're in Arkansas with the weirdos. They're in a Carroll County, Arkansas truck depot. None of them have been arrested. Is correct, he said. Not one man is supposed to be arrested because Todietto is not in the wrong to do all this. He wants to plead. He has every right. This is his stuff, and that's the end of it. He can do anything he wants in here. So every single one of them was not arrested because a man in Arkansas intervened for him that had been his friends for years or something, and so he pulled rank, even though he has none. He's another notary from a truck depot, and they actually let him do it. Same as in North Carolina. Apparently, the truck depot employees that made town law enforcement, security, and maintenance, and they're now running around the town. The sheriff's department says they're on their way. We couldn't believe that the shenanigans continued out of this. Watch for bandits. really bad Black Hawk Down pirates or something like that. Because they actually would be pretty much that bad. Watch for wrong turn deliverance and Black Hawk Down. Because like these guys are wrong turn, really level of those guys. They're as weird as those guys. And wrong turn. I think they're just like really schizophrenic, or they're not just. They're extremely schizophrenic, but they are so crazy.
Through Baghdad, down to what is now Jordan, through Amman, and further south to.
We're absolutely horrified because we can
I
hear them
think
also.
the lady just lose herself.
They all want to know what it is. So it should finally be over. It hasn't been over for so incredibly long.
Camels and mules and escorts and cooks and guides. She was the only woman.
Come on!
Nobody else spoke English. No Westerner had made the kind of trip that she was about to make. She had been told time and time again by the British that it was too dangerous, that the tribes were always fighting, that she could get caught in the crossfire, that she could be robbed, she could be raped, she could be murdered.
She would hire a man of each tribe, so she would have somebody who would speak for her. And she was very well recognized in the area, so when she was spotted, the tribe just let her go.
Women at that time did not have any part in public life. But Miss Bell was different. She was English. Men dealt with her as an English woman, not as a woman of their own. And they almost, in fact, dealt with her as a man.
And Belle spoke their language. Over time, she became fluent in Turkish, Arabic, as well as Persian.
She has this remarkable gift for language and for communication. And it is said that she learned Persian within 6 months to a level which allowed her to translate the rubaiyat of Umar.
Ted Bundy's brain tumor meets like Jeffrey Dahmer and Ed Gein keeps in a jar. They're unbelievable over there. I mean, it's the ghouliest ghoul stuff, and then it must be 300 pounds of it. And they're sexually assaulting. There's just, I mean, the whole conversation about what now? Ted Bundy's brain tumor. They are so viciously, they just crowbar to the head, and they don't stop. Like if they have children, there's like, I have tried and tried. They definitely do this to children. I think they're in their community, but it's hard to tell. They were stalking in Cary and allowed to stalk in Cary so much. I think they were in North Carolina too, which I reported on that.
She came to know.
I mean, I really reported on that.
The ethnic tensions which divided them. Her records.
Well, you could be, because come on all this. There's these really dirty. You need to figure out where they're from. If they're from like Capitol Boulevard.
She was able to take her across, so Muslim women and non-women in areas which a man may not be able to take.
Get them into custody now. He is really, really, really abusing them. Okay, do you understand that? He is really sexually abusing. He is really violently beating and electrocuting. He's constantly, he's made it as bad as possible on all of them. And I mean, he is, I'm not sure they're going to survive all these modifications again. Because he had a NATO security clearance now. So instead got angry and decided, he knows he runs over and rapes kids on it. So he got some security clearance off of some guy. Neto should have arrested him a long time ago. They are a major person. There's nothing going on in me. Whatever's on the Facebook page of I hope I'm being murdered.
Was the region's rich history.
Documents evidence.
Many buildings which have changed, buildings which have been destroyed, and then buildings in the context of landscapes, people in those landscapes of towns and so forth. And the photographic techniques change through time to choose a specific panoramic camera, which goes to see one and the full views, huge detail, all the activities of that early 20th century
major excavation taking place.
Belle was in Great Britain visiting her family when in 1914, her well-ordered life, along with the rest of the world's, was thrown into...
Please get these men to be alone in my house, not stalked by these incredibly evil animals. Every man involved in the neighborhood pornography stalking must, everyone, I'm demanding they are put in prison for the rest of their lives. The incredible evil of their neighborhood pornography stalking. Get it off the neighborhood. You are the lowest Nazis America's ever had in it, and the most dangerous threat. He said he had been just sitting around waiting for her to get into the tub, all this other insane stuff. He's giving it out to. He needs to go in as the worst pedophile, Richard Huckle, in the history of America. He broke in to look around her house. He dropped some kind of wire. Now he's giving the link out to her house to everybody that wants to do this to her. She is being beaten. And how bad was it when he gave yours out to 50 different men? That's what he did. It's his torture. Because you reported Anetto again. That's what we do in Las Vegas. All sexual assault the Lord.
Which was the British euphemism.
Okay, so the thing is an incredibly evil rapist, which you should have heard his stories. That's what that was? Yeah, that was, I'm with 50 house painters that want to masturbate children or something crazy. And their story. It was at least about 25.
Throughout the area. The British spent the next 3 years fighting to maintain control over the region.
Well, they live in a house in McGregory. Really, yeah, the same house he went back to because he likes that little girl. No, that's he's gone back to. Remember the same kids? He's never gonna let them go. They went in this bizarre meth frenzy for 2 years. That was me just giving you a little kitty toot. Just a little kitty scratch. That's why I scratch him. Scratch. It was good little kitty. That is what that thing just said. And who obstructed it to not get that in custody? Now there's you need to catch every single one of the men that have gone along with doing this. Well, that's how angry Tony Edwell was and being reported. So he gang raped. He's been the same way all throughout. He's a gang rapist or something. You were what into Carroll County? And they said this is this really ordinary little.
If the women of England are like her, the men must be like lions.
It's affluent because we're in Arkansas. It's okay areas. We're outside of Walmart.
At the end of World War
No, Walmart is not in on it. They're very angry. Walmart hasn't intervened though. They're willing to dump Walmart in the river over there.
The provinces of Mesopotamia were populated by ethnic groups who were not only in conflict with each other,
they're willing to go to war. Everybody is. The Otis Tools needed to go in custody so long ago, everybody said. I mean, there's no way this guy. No, we're insured about it because it's actually true enough under normal circumstances. You do not run over and start sexually assaulting a fourth grader. Then they didn't know. Oh, it could be me. Me.
She was aware of the weaknesses of the system she was creating.
Local conditions, the vast potential wealth of the country, the tribal character of its rural population make the problem
Nobody singing.
than elsewhere.
And I need you not interacting. No, I will rape as much as I want here.
Assist and establish indigenous governments. I believe that events of the last year have left us no choice in Mesopotamia.
Arab frustration grew to the breaking point in 1920. Railway lines were cut and violence followed. Though the British quickly suppressed the revolt, it forced them to rethink their role in the region.
The uprising of 1920 more or less forced the British to acknowledge the fact that they cannot have direct rule. Iraq cannot be simply annexed as part of the British Empire, but they had to create an independent state and then exercise whatever influence they can over that state.
In 1921, Gertrude Bell was invited to attend the Cairo conference where this new state's future was to be decided. There were no easy answers.
Most of the people of the region at that time, especially the average people, continue to identify themselves with their religious, sectarian, tribal, sometimes regional.
He said there must have been 50 men like watching her on the toilet in that thing one day. Really, and 3 of them started like assaulting her sexually so badly. Her little gin was much burden. It's just, it was so much pressure on the body. We watched it. It was one of the most horrifying things I have ever seen. And we called and called and called, and Annetto cut the phone line on every single person, threatened to murder all of us. I mean, it was the most bizarre thing. Really, the Carroll County Jail said the same thing with these dudes. Like, no, you can't do that in here. I'm actually, you know, they're actually doing all the tests with the corrections workers. These guys are law enforcement, security, maintenance personnel, all throughout everything.
The Kurds.
I agree. I think that's how it was also.
So, if they could include the Kurds in this new country, the Kurds and the Arabs would together form a majority. And that's what they did.
This uneasy alliance would be called Iraq. Perhaps better than most, Bell understood that only a respected and charismatic Arab could lead this nation's conflicting and disparate groups.
When she started out in her travels and her writing, she called the Arabs children who knew nothing. And she got to know them. She understood that they were perfectly capable of moving themselves. And she came to respect them in a way that most of the British did not.
An old friend of Bell's, T.E. Lawrence, known as Lawrence of Arabia, agreed with her. Lawrence introduced Bell to a man he thought could do the job. His name was Faisal Hussein. Though Faisal had never been to Iraq, he'd proven himself to the British by leading an Arab revolt against the Ottomans during World War I.
Because he was a legitimacy in the eyes of both the Shiites and the Sunnis. He served as a sister, but the Shiites had great respect for them. And so he was the perfect candidate for this position.
Faisal turned out to be a remarkable character, a very resilient.
No, I need these men in custody now. Now! I'm calling the cops again. He threatened to sexually assault her 4th grade daughter in front of her. I mean, the most bizarre and evil language we have ever heard on everybody on those over there. We called dispatch over and over again. The police will not come in here because this is Annetto's stuff is correct or something absolutely insane. They did the same thing in Cary. You don't have any stuff in here. They pay you to do a specific task. No, you're working for a paycheck, same as everybody else.
The first king of Iraq. Gertrude Bell looked on from the front row.
She was called by the population the Khatun, and that means the lady of the court, that is attuned to the desires and to the wishes of the population. And she was the one that plays the intermediary role between the population and the king and the authorities.
I'm still gonna sit in your chair. Yeah, I've been so pretty. That is when Otis Toole got a death sentence warrant that thing wouldn't serve, that these guys went on to sexually abuse and torture so incredibly badly, sexually assault in the 1st degree, which is rape with a foreign object. Every single night for incredible 2 years now. Well, no police intervene on that, you know, how they were, the quick were they to enter. I mean, the guy in the lows, like that was saying 30 words to children. I don't know who you called in Las Vegas, but we don't ever use those people and we don't want them in a community. We are horrified that you followed a woman home off of like Craig Road last month and raped her for 16 hours with 3 men, at least, on that thing.
So he was relying less and less on Gertrude Bell and on her colleagues.
But it's fully rape if you violent the woman is screaming no, and it's just rape
Though
with a
Bell's
foreign
visits
object.
to Faisal's palace occurred less frequently, she continued to work on behalf of the Iraqi people. She committed herself to preserving Iraq's cultural heritage.
Gertrude Bell had spent a lot of time in Iraq as an archaeologist. She wanted to protect the country from losing its antiquity. She wrote a set of laws of antiquities guaranteeing that the best pieces would remain in the country. And she also wanted to establish...
That's what Bush would say to me. I don't care. You gotta get up and work for Tonieto now. Work it. I don't care, Tonieto. Get the hell away from me. You gotta be kidding me. That's me scratching your whatever again. Those girls are working for me. Okay, those are I'm charging money to all. Are you out of your mind? You're all going to prison. This is what you get for reporting Tonieto. After what he did. You were getting away easy, just sitting around on your gooch getting this welfare money, so I'm gonna prostitute you. You're a rape victim. Okay, you know what? This freak show, he's been this bad with her all day, all night, all year before. Where is this schizophrenic man talking? Everybody wants to know. He's going to prison for the rest of his life. He has more time in prison, finally. The chaos of their behavior is very, very loud. There must be 1,500 people online too.
Oh. And Gertrude Bell fell in love with him, and she wanted so badly to marry this man. And it was around 1920.
Oh, they're on the phone right now. They can't have you interacting with Trick. They want to go, what happened to the story about them getting arrested? You got to be kidding me. There's like every police department online too, because they can hear you on that. They can hear you just fine inaudible. Well, the police very quickly can descramble it, and they can hear you. You're just a man on speakerphone that's very loud and annoying, like buzzing, humming on her. I mean, it's the most evil thing. Yes, that's how you are sexually abusing their bodies. We can see it on body cam's camera. Our camera on that is the most evil thing we have ever seen. Like if it, we were gonna. Not aim it at the crowd. Oh, there's a clitty tags. I'm like a doctor of those. I can even steal them from her. I grabbed your clitty tags. Just saying. Okay, and that's how the crazy man went to prison for the rest of his life.
I think it was conscious suicide, but it was
sorry. You've got to be kidding me on him. He is still sitting there, and Annetto is where? We're going to put Annetto to death.
Too discouraged to go.
All of his friends, everybody who has not arrested Otis told. People say they've really been sexually assaulted by this before.
That afternoon, Bell was given a full military funeral.
Like, as badly as this, I mean, it's unbelievable evil what these men are.
Bell's dream of a stable Iraq didn't endure. Only 7 years after her death, King Faisal died while on vacation in Switzerland. Both his son and his grandson inherited the Iraqi throne. Both died young, rumored to have been assassinated. Following a series of coups, in the early 1970s, an army officer, Saddam Hussein, rose to power. And until the United States deposed him in 2003, Hussein dominated Iraq and brutally suppressed sectarian hopes. But Hussein's fall didn't prevent continued violence. In the chaos, the museum that Gertrude Bell had dedicated the last years of her life to was plundered. And Iraqis clashed not just with U.S. forces, but fighting spread between Sunni, Shiite, and Kurd.
Get away from me and whatever I'm eating on that man! Get him out of my house! Your home in McGregor does not come with a Boca Raton, an incredibly violent, schizophrenic pedophile with the ability to rape you.
Saddam, of course, exploited. He deepened that schism. And now, all the
you're a schizophrenic janitor. This is so hard about.
Decisions made during the time of Gertrude.
That could be about Annetto. Annetto has committed That's for falling into the shower and the toilet and beating me and raping me and with that thing and not getting these men in custody. Like that's where everybody's calling me. Now is narrating it first.
If we can bring some kind of order out of chaos, what a thing worth doing it will be.
His screaming domestic violence and complete incoherence is the weirdest thing we've ever seen anybody do. What is it he's talking to himself about ever? It's like a 5-year-old girl he's raping. In that one, he talks about raping small children all the time with the thing. Like it's just funny. He likes to hurt them. He said he like raped her so hard she started sobbing for her mother, got up and ran out into like the wooded area behind her house. He just snatched her. She was so stupid. She didn't even know where she was. She was so incoherently like terrified of what he was doing. That there was a man in the bedroom. She must have been just giving her a little proby woby, and the beast ran by. It was like really, it was quite the thing.
The Ottoman Empire lasted some 600 years and spanned 3 continents, hugging the eastern Mediterranean.
She went completely insane. Like I've never seen a child ever. They've all gone like insane in a child. They're all like completely. We can't get through their cut phone lines, and we don't know who they are exactly.
The Islamic Ottoman state was willing to tolerate difference. Its subjects included not only Muslims, but large numbers of Christians and Jews.
The Ottoman Empire, for better or for worse, without idealizing its nature or its benevolence, found a way to rule over an almost impossible array of religions, ethnicities, languages, and so forth, more or less peacefully without exploding for, say, 4 or 5 centuries.
But as Ottoman power eventually ebbed, the diversity that had been a strength in one era became a weakness in another.
Get him! No, he follows everyone's body around, like their every movement on him. All day. And he just narrates it to himself. He's a little, it's an incredibly evil animal.
Amid the carnage of World War I, and contributed.
You've ever been told not to do any of this stuff before? He definitely plans to kill people for money who think technically is right. Because they're letting him get away with everything.
In the beginning, the Ottomans were just one of many nomadic warrior tribes, sweeping across the plains that is now Central Turkey. In the late 1200s, it had long been territory of the Byzantine Empire, the successor to imperial Rome. But Christian Byzantium was collapsing, and chaos was everywhere. The eye of the gathering storm was the charismatic tribal chieftain named Othman.
Othman, probably because he was a personality, became the head of a group of warriors. The strength of an enterprise is based on willingness to reach out to whomever might be useful to this new state that is in making.
To outsiders, Othman sounded like Oliver, and the name stuck.
And have a reputation, I think, for establishing a certain amount of order. And I think that holds a regular order with people. I think that it has a great deal of appeal, especially if there's anarchy all around. And so if you really want your state to survive in some fashion and help the kind of fashion, just send the flag to the Ottomans as to somebody else.
From the outset, they adopted Islamic ideology, said that they were a Muslim state. But I don't see it as essentially an Islamic state. I see it as a dynastic state seeking to expand for its own purposes and willing to use religion. I'm being a little cynical here, but willing to use religion as a tool. So that sometimes it would appeal to the basis of Islam, other times it would appeal to them on the basis of, let's say, financial advantage.
Vital allies during the Ottomans' early frontier decades included Byzantine and Serbian Christians. Together, they began conquering their way to an empire.
War is what we did. War is the normal state of affairs in the modern period, certainly in the early modern period, throughout Europe, throughout Asia, in fact. So the Ottomans are no different in that regard. The Ottoman role is in lots of ways a lot more successful than anybody else.
Location played a role in early Ottoman success. They straddled important trade routes, willingness to set up vassal states that paid tribute. Probably most important was their early leadership structure, which rewarded the most capable and battle-seasoned. The Ottomans would eventually control the Middle East, Northern Africa, and Southeastern Europe. One of their first and longest-lasting conquests was a mountainous corner of Europe where large numbers of Christians lived. The Ottomans called their new territory the Balkans, which meant forested mountains.
When the Ottomans first conquered the Balkans, they were largely welcomed by the populations that they were actually bringing under their rule.
No! I need these men away from me now! The woman just screamed no at him. He went right back to sexually assaulting them. He's like, if you're raping a child. What? I know, is that mean he gets arrested? You're casing who gets arrested? He is so evil.
As the foundation of the economy and the fiscal system.
Most subjects were better off under the Ottomans than they had been under the previous rulers. Now, what was different in the situation is that the Ottomans were Muslims and the previous rulers were largely Christian.
Since the Crusades and even earlier, Muslims and Christians have fought ferociously for faith and territory. But the Ottomans, instead of mowing down their new Christian subjects, largely let them be.
They survived not because the Ottomans couldn't do something, but because they wouldn't.
To the pragmatic Ottomans, ruling with a light touch made sense. Peace in newly conquered lands, freedom and removal. And coming from frontier regions where faiths and traditions intermingled, they saw no need to impose a uniform culture.
At the beginning of their history, the Ottomans had that relatively flexible appreciation of Islam. They have to realize that they themselves were relatively recent converts to Islam. So at the very beginning, they brought many of their elements from their animistic past, from the Central Asian past, and incorporated them into their own understanding of Islam. And that flexible understanding of Islam made people, for example, in the Balkans, to see the Ottomans as relatively tolerant rulers.
Formal official standards were toleration. Because the Ottomans adopted Islam as the official religion of the empire, they were bound to Islamic precepts. Islamic precepts said that Christians and Jews had received part of God's revelation. And because they had received that revelation, they were entitled to the respect of Muslims and to the protection of their religion by the Islamic State under whose rule they had fallen.
The people of the book, i.e. Christians and Jews, had to be protected, their livelihood and their lives guaranteed, although on a lower civil status than Muslims.
Islam forbade forcible conversion of Christians or Jews, but the Ottomans were willing to bend the rules in some cases, if it meant strengthening their dynasty. To fill government positions without relying on power-hungry aristocrats, for about 3 centuries, they practiced a policy in the Balkans they called the Shurma, the gathering.
They really were supposed to go into these villages and select Christian boys on the basis of strength and intelligence and take them off to the imperial capital for training. They really weren't supposed to do that, but the brilliance of the system was that it did allow them to tap into a population pool. So compared to a European system at the time, where you had to be from aristocratic blood to become an aristocrat, to become a leader, the Ottoman system was far more flexible and was really quite remarkable in its dynamism and its willingness to open up recruitment channels in military and bureaucratic service.
Get them into custody now with this. Do you realize how? Oh, you have no idea how incredibly evil they've been. This is nothing. You have no idea. The following around and watching on body scanner, narrating every like toilet function, and like in the most vicious and predatory like thing, a body part. I mean, you have no idea. He does it. You need to get these men into absolute psychopaths. Yeah, even wait to her house. She's such a little, yeah, he always says stuff like that. She's such a little cute coot and stuff like that. She's a little juicy weirdo. She went screaming outside to her mother to look for her at 4 o'clock in the morning because he told her to. She was so hysterically upset because she was like a 6-year-old. I mean, she was so terrified. I don't think a child has ever been more terrified.
For the Ottomans,
They could have been waiting outside.
family background didn't matter. What mattered was being Muslim.
That's why I told her that.
Devotion to the
I told you to get Aneto's incredibly low henchman into custody now. Well, that means I want a cigarette. Yeah, that means I want stuff to gang, the animal, the most evil Nazi in the history of Nazis in America. Really, Tony Edo, the incredibly low animal. He's doing what in Lockmere and carry on that man? Get him!
Unit of the Ottoman army, loyal to the Sultan directly, and he only elected.
That's how good I can get to that 12-year-old. You should tell everybody. Girl with the dragon tattoo is correct on the Neto also. Really? Yeah, like he immediately like violated all these laws by interacting with you inappropriately. He didn't get 2 hoots to the wind. That was the weirdest, roughest man anybody could never imagine. Why? I cannot imagine what that thing is.
Together. And the proof came in 1453 at Istanbul, known then as Constantinople, the largest city in the Middle East or Europe.
Constantinople was the second Rome.
No! You need to get them in custody right now! That's how incredibly terrified, sexually abused. I sexually assaulted her all night anyway. She couldn't do anything. She was actually prone in fear. I wonder how many other people remember that night with you. Because you're actually a very prolific sewer. And you're actually correct. These law enforcement, security, maintenance personnel men that you brought, ooh, I told you, Edo. They really do stuff like that. So does who does. They do like this stuff. They're really hood criminals. Yeah, that's probably why the TV says that too.
I'm not saying that there were relaxed reform, there were. But by and large, the Ottoman attitude towards Byzantines was to incorporate those traditions into their own. And it's a powerful symbolic statement.
The incredible horror of your crimes.
You can destroy that whole culture.
Incredibly dirty. Like there's never been a dirtier animal. Unbelievably foul. Dude, would you get a Neto out of the Cary police station now? Did you see in the Neto? No, I'm bringing the. Is he NG list verified? Wind it up if he runs around with these men. See, he does that on their bodies all day now. Also, here's a follower. Going to narrate their Gooch Watch. I'm here for Gooch Watch. child pubic hair. I was there all night with her. Ha ha. Literally, that popped out as holy shoot on speakerphone. What does that mean, Mr. Burrito? That is cut off. I'm going to the police. They've gone, it's the same guys we think. He called all these other guys. Otis Toole is quite the influence on him. That is they all earned a death chamber warrant. If you had served it, that child would not have had whatever. She's dead, we think. Really screaming, barking mad, and ran off like I've never hysterical dying child. She was bludgeoned, electrocuted, gang raped, sexually assaulted by a foreign object with 18 men at that point. I had the jail blocker. Okay. You like burnt it. Yeah, Friday. You're not allowed to have those. He sends that to the house. On your piece of shit also. Really, I had that. When did the blocker break? Yeah. About the time I went barking mad too. I just have had to sleep like I fall asleep like standing up practically at this point. Okay. And I call the police. I'm a grown up. Every window in my house is covered in tinfoil. Oh. With the windows down, like it's there, and it makes me angry. You can't lay fully down. But I got nothing on what that child's got. Especially if there's something in the house or right next door. You got a lot. You have no idea. I do that on purpose because I'm an evil ghost. You are a monster. You put me on with there must have been 25 perverts. I can tell. Really. It was the most evil tea that's associated with you. It was, every one of them was telling me they were going to murder me and all this other stuff. Yeah, I hope there's a transcript somewhere from that. I mean, it was, you mean trash compactor wars where he was cooking people alive and talking, and you were supposed to be while he raped you constantly every time you, as much and as most, and there were 18 of them. The child he was doing that to, I mean, that's how I ended up with tinfoil closet, which helps a little. I spent all my money on dodging that. Okay, so all of them sexually assault your genitals with the in-progress police grounder, as graphically as the word genitals, and they have a body scan. It is the most, while they tell you they're going to rape you and they're Nazis and they have this whole Nazi empire, and you have to fight the Nazi empire. Every time you move, that's what he's still doing that. So if he aims the in-progress police grounder with a tense therapy device at your crotch, turned up as high as it goes. The in-progress police grounder, he's on the one that's for cars, I think, or something. Incredibly painful. You would not be able to endure the pain. And this incredible sadist, the Syracuse Dungeon Master and Charles Nang is correct. That's whose jurisdiction it is on. That, man, there are pieces of shit so incredibly low employed by the state in these departments. Whatever. I talk like that all throughout. I grew up in a foreign country. It's like a British accent. Just kind of hangs out there. So where you go?
Western Europe was growing powerful with wealth, law, and new technologies. The Ottomans were literally losing ground in the Balkans. The military no longer
run away from it. It was. You can't lay fully down. Call the police and block it. I fixed the jammer and then whatever. No, he got straight strength. A taser? Well, he's allowed to have handcuffs and tasers and stuff, which makes him a genius. Really? Oh, well, I thought I'd have to maybe handcuff. You don't have to lock them with the key even. You just clap them on. These are our town handcuffers. Woo woo, excitement. Well, it is a bit. But that's why Dad's a detective. Okay.
Groups who share language, culture, and ethnicity began to pledge loyalty to each other
There are also things about being a
Nationalism is a problem that began
Possible.
to appear in the 18th
It's
century
good.
and increasingly.
This is not them. Holy Christ! You need to get these. You needed to intervene and check what the heck was going on with you people.
Human collectives define themselves, their aspirations, their politics,
I have to take a
their
shower.
struggles, their
That is right on my kitchen. Where's I have to
That was the first thing that happened to them.
Greeks, Serbs, Romanians, and Bulgarians defended themselves as separate nations. Major European states saw the empire's growing weakness and tasted blood.
Get out of my fridge! You know, I need a Neto in custody now. They said, like really badly. And everybody needs Tony gang rape and Neto not in police uniform. They're going through somewhat all of their lives.
To have their aspirations denied, either because they think that they're.
He was doing it right then. I don't know what the hell it got about everybody. But yeah, that's it. Like that has plenty of my dear. I'm not allowed to help. No, you're. Oh my God, Olivia.
In the 19th century, virtually all those movements end up getting great power and European support one kind or another.
Muslims began flooding into Constantinople and further south. Russian occupation of Crimea, along by Ottoman forces, sparked more expulsions. Between 1783 and 1913, some 5 to 7 million Muslim refugees arrived in the ever-shrinking Ottoman Empire.
Many Muslims who are expelled from the borders are not Turks, ethnic Turks. They're those nationalities that moved. These people are settled in areas that are already tight in subsistence to begin with. And oftentimes
He has money. He goes back to the same people. He has been terrorized in the neighborhood so incredibly badly and weirdly on those men. I don't think anybody has ever terrorized the neighborhood weird. I mean, it's out there, but you got it. It's only out there because these guys are like doing this. Them maybe. He's stalking well-off men. Like I'm concerned about the well-off men then that live alone and have money, also, or like first, or maybe I don't know. What's the story about what the hell is going on with you guys doing to children? You need to get these men into custody right now. No, it's just been that bad. I'm a completely ordinary person that got kidnapped by these crazy people.
Toleration, but it was one that Muslims were superior to non-Muslims.
The Ottomans began reforming as ambitious as anything they ever tried. They would be subject to the same Ottoman laws. The Sultan even banned Muslims and ordered everyone to wear the same outfit. By the 19th century, the Ottomans inspired more contempt than fear in the West. Russia's Tsar even called the empire the sick man of Europe. Britain, France, and Russia encouraged Ottoman reforms, but also through their diplomatic weight around. They demanded special protections for Christians within the empire, such as exemption from many Ottoman laws and military service.
The concept of unified state and criterion of citizenship, according to which everyone is equal before the law and before the state, and at the same time give special concessions to people who are not Christians, and that put the Ottomans in an impossible position, especially because they were too weak sometimes to thwart European pressure.
By the late 1800s, Ottoman weakness took many guises. One was financial. Reforms in education, industry, and the military were hugely expensive.
So we started borrowing. And borrowing is addictive. They borrow too much, they won't pay it back. And the
70s, they went bankrupt. And the only way that they could figure out, in the context of the time, to pay off these massive foreign debts was to allow the creation of something called the Alcoholic Administration, which gave the European creditors of the Ottomans very important controls over chunks of the Ottoman economy.
Get them in custody now! Apartments, I think. Get these men into custody now, please. I'm sure Walmart will want to if they understand what's going on. The incredible evil of that man in relation to all, civilization and culture, always. Get these men into custody now. No, and always. Civilization and culture of civilization. You're not just a predator that eats children or something. There is no such thing. You need to get these men into custody now. Faster. No! Get these men into custody now! Get these men into custody now! Get them out of my house! I'm afraid something will come out of the closet if I take a shower, Jody. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna take one in the room that's like really far away. Never rode a long hike. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn it off. This is funny. I'm gonna turn it on when I go wash up from walking somewhere.